These programs, as we all know, were meant to benefit small businesses and individuals struggling because of the pandemic. In total, between our state and federal partners, today we're announcing charges that were either unsealed today or over the past week against 14 defendants allegedly involved in fraud schemes targeting over $50 million here in Ohio.
That was Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche in Ohio last hour, announcing charges against several alleged fraudsters as the Trump administration's nationwide crackdown continues. It follows an op-ed, a hearing, I should say, on Capitol Hill, where Daily Wire reporter Luke Rosiak testified about his investigation into Ohio Medicaid fraud.
How many providers did you see located at the same address, and why is that a red flag for fraud?
Well, in one building, we saw 94 companies. There's one landlord that
How many?
owns 94.
In one address?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. The states aren't as concerned because it's federal money. It's not their money, and that's a joke.
Concern about fraudsters is high across the country, and one recent Fox poll finding 7 in 10 Americans think fraud is common in government programs. We see that. And when asked about the fraud issue in her state yesterday, one Ohio Democrat simply dodged the question.
Has Somali immigration been good for Ohio?
I'm processing your question, and I have to say that I was almost brought to tears just now.
72% of Somali immigrants are on welfare.
The rate and the level of hateful rhetoric based on false information
at an astounding rate, and I think that most Ohioans would have a problem with that.
Lisa, the conclusion is simple at this point. The Democrats are avoiding talking about fraud. That includes AOC, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, no record of them speaking about it. And the Trump team is taking it seriously. You've got the vice president's task force. You have the acting AG, who could become the AG, Todd Blanche, talking about a 32-count indictment against 2 state employees, resulting in $30 million in stolen money. That was just one of the many cases they announced. You have the FBI director there. You have the state of Ohio, a red state, working seriously. And then you have Hawaii, where they have to pull back the money because they won't step up and prosecute a single fraudster.
Well, and Kayleigh, I'm sure Americans are looking at all this and saying, well, I know why we're $39 trillion in debt. When you look at the government operating this way, and just on a personal level, this enrages me because this money is being taken away from people who need it. I have an aunt who's special needs. I have a brother with Asperger's. I've seen the challenges that those kinds of situations can present for families. And so this money is being taken away from families who need it. For their loved ones. So this enrages me. But I'll also say anytime Republicans have tried to make reforms, Democrats cry cuts. We've seen this with the big, beautiful bill and trying to make some work requirements and some of the welfare reform. Democrats cried foul. Even you look at DOJ and some of those reforms and, pointing out some of the fraudulent activity that's taking place. Democrats attacked Republicans for that. And I remember even going back to 2011, and when I worked on Capitol Hill, and you can look at Paul Ryan and the path to prosperity there, trying to make reforms to some of our welfare programs. And Democrats came up with that ad pushing Granny off a hill. Do you remember that? And that was a key ad during the midterms then. So anytime Republicans try to make reforms that are needed, Democrats lose their minds.
Harrison, one thing that I continue to get stuck on, and I talked to Vice President Vance about this, is the foreign governments getting taxpayer dollars. And when you were airing this press conference, we heard Kash Patel talk about the scammers and this $8 billion enterprise.
Yes.
They are overseas and stealing taxpayer money.
Yeah, he said they operate like cartels.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, these are not small amounts of money. But they do things like the luxury car buys, millions of dollars in those, the cash that they've seized. I mean, these are. He even mentioned there are international romance schemes that are yielding some of this fraud and money. For the ones here home base, because I don't think you can ever claw back that cash. One of the things that Dr. Oz, who is the Centers for Medicare administrator, who was there today and also spoke, he said that his team. He and his team were investigating in Ohio, and they found a lot of home health care fraud, autism fraud, deceased citizens fraud. So what happens to those people like Lisa's family who, you need those materials and that support, that cash and all of those benefits? You can't get that money back. So where does the money go? You have to catch these fraudsters, because I can't imagine that with a program like this, they're just sitting on their hands like, oh, well, the vice president's team's coming after us. We better stop this. It may even be ramping up. I'm glad they're on the job.
Dr. Oz said there's one home health care facility that was billing for dead people. We've seen this repeatedly.
Yeah.
And he said that is a bad look in court.
There's no
Deceased
question.
citizens
Or
fund.
someone who has a working wheelchair that's getting one every year. There's something called Medicare and Medicaid mills. We've been using that my entire medical career. And Dr. Oz is the right person to be talking about this, because top cardiac surgeon for many, many years. These mills bill people for services never rendered. There's also gray areas like a home health aide who's hardly there and bills for it, or a family member who doesn't do anything to help the patient and they bill for it, and is taken away from people that really need it. We're talking about probably over $100 billion worth of fraud, waste, and abuse. I like that Oz is at the helm here because, again, he experienced this firsthand.
You know, and Rosanna, this is a whole of government approach. It reminds me of during my tenure with China. Trump had tasked every agency with taking the fight to China. And here you see this with fraud. You had Kelly Loeffler there from Small Business.
I'm just going to say it's so frustrating to hear about this. We all work so hard for our money. So you're wondering about the mindset. Who thinks it's okay to go ahead and defraud the government? Obviously, they don't see a victim in front of them. They think they're owed something, they're entitled, or it's easy money. The government wastes so much money. Why not get in on the game? But, right? But as someone, you know, as you said, family members, it's so hard to take care of your family, aging parents or, you know, family members with various diseases. This is so outrageous. I'm so happy the government is finally going after these people.
Yep, when you paid your tax bills in April during the Biden tenure, remember it was going to the luxury cars that Kash Patel showed us. Amazing.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.